is a good thing for the stocks.
You know, Mandy, this is the best news I have heard in a long time because retail needs to go on a diet. This is so overdue here. We are so overstored.
The original tourism up. So you're comping the easy comp. And that's the story here. So we're comping the really easy comps. Hopefully we get some decent weather this holiday season. Inventories are finally in line. Margins are looking sort of flattish, which is a huge positive change.
Working days. So I think even if gross margins are a bit at risk, the retailers who get the traffic and get the sales number, even if it's at a little bit of a less gross margin, they get a pass and the stocks work.
And the real winner, of course, is us with all those discounts, right?
Am I going to see you guys at Walmart at 6 o'clock on Thursday night?
I don't think so. I'm going to be like...
Simple here. So everybody's blaming Amazon and saying all of a sudden, you know, what has changed? Amazon has been around for a while. The numbers out there are getting worse. Macy's traffic was down 7%. Kohl's traffic was down 4%. So I think the consumer is under a lot of pressure out there. And I think the other issue is that a lot of these companies are chasing all the same growth cap. We can blame all of retail's problems on Amazon, or we can actually look at some of these brands and say, what are you thinking? Fast fashion, H&M opened their biggest store in the world here in New York yesterday. Wow. So you're seeing the teen space continue to suffer. You're seeing the likes of TJX and Ross stores that just reported, that was a beat that Courtney just said, you know, continue to outperform. The consumer is shopping differently here. And, you know, you can start to really drive a Mack truck between the winners and the losers.
Is he getting bumped out of the royal succession by this baby? But potentially he might get bumped by David Beckham as godfather. So that's pretty painful for him.
Keep on camping out there, Stacey. Don't miss the baby action.
Stacey, how bad is it at Sears?
It's bad. You know what? Sears is like a daddy long legs that you're plucking its legs off and it eventually just can't walk anymore.
That's a hell of a metaphor.
It's basically just selling off.
You wouldn't do that, would you, Stacey? You seem way too nice.
I would never do that. But it's basically selling off all of its strong assets in order to pay for what they call a transformation. 60% in Europe. So that sent the stock up. But then, like any good high multiple stock, this company starts talking about normalization of the business. And the street is waiting for that to happen, which means margins will come down eventually. That hasn't happened yet, but that's the elephant in the room.
Is this the single worst run retailer in the world?
Yes, and now that we miss Ron Johnson, I'm sure everybody on this panel misses Ron Johnson, we have Mike Jeffries. So he's still around, and guess what? He's not going anywhere.
What makes them so poorly run?
Right. So, and also the problem is that you have Hollister and you have Abercrombie. They look alike. They're cannibalizing each other as they rolled out both brands. So now they're saying we're going to try to make them look different.
Okay. Bring in Stacey Widlitz, a CNBC retail analyst who always brings a fresh set of eyes to upgrades and downgrades. Morning, Stacey. Good to see you.
There is the new handbag, the new accessory. That's where the consumer's spending their money. So there are definitely spaces that are working out there. You know, accessories, footwear, and certain apparel players that have differentiated concepts.
It's a tough industry to get your head around, but you do a nice job.
Incredibly tough.
Nice to see you stateside, Stacey.
You too.
See you later on.
Lovely Stacey Widlitz, president of SW Retail Advisors and a CNBC contributor with her pink boxing glove.
Is it justified?
Yeah, Tyler, that's the issue here. Is the RLX is up about 8% since this election. You've seen some of these stocks run 20%. And yes, you know, retailers have already won. Why? Because for the first time in 3-4 years, their inventories are finally right-sized. These stocks imply.
Always hear the story, oh, but look at their free cash flow, whether it's Radio Shack, you know, throw in JCPenney. It's a free cash flow story until it's not. And we saw that with Circuit City, we saw it with Blockbuster, and that's always the theme here until it's not.
Right,
okay?
Exactly right. She's absolutely right on what she
Consumer is still struggling. We're still seeing the high end, low end, where the high end's outperforming. That hasn't really changed. You know, let's see what happens with the job numbers. Certainly confidence has bounced back somewhat. The consumer is still out there and they're spending, but they're looking for the bigger, better deal. If you look at Walmart, I agree. They're doing all the right things strategically. That doesn't mean you want to own the stock. What they're doing is spending to gain traction online. They have less than 3% of sales online. Half of their customers online are prime Amazon customers. Yep. So good luck spending yourself into trying to get online.
But you would have selected Target if you could have.
Exactly.
Over those two. All right, so Target.